Hey y'all, it's 3 o'clock again. This week has been really flying by. And you're welcome over here to Rosetree Glass. I'm just fixing the flowers here. Welcome to our bi-weekly broadcast from Rosetree Glass Studio. And I have the lovely Miss Darcy doing my camera work here for you. And she's just kind of panning around, showing you the kind of work that we do in the studio. This is kind of like a mini festival setup because we don't have any festivals right now. So we're gonna have a festival. We're gonna be a festival in place. So that's kind of a real quick view of kind of work that we do here. So come on over. And I don't know if I said it already, I'm Mark, and I'm the owner here of Rosetree Glass Studio with my wife Brenda. And we're in beautiful, sunny again, Algiers Point, which is part of New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm happy to have you all here, and we're gonna have a little fun today. So I wanna show you, first thing I wanna show you is the piece from Tuesday. And I think the piece is like really cool. If you see, we have the dichroic glass going all the way around, and I put purple strips of glass between the dichroic, so you have that in between. And if you also look very carefully, you see those bubble patches that we made. So these are all controlled bubbles that are specifically in place there. And it came out pretty cool, if you ask me. So it's actually something that I'm considering adding to the line. And you might see more of that. So you guys were in on the beginning of that process on Tuesday. So today, announcement first, we are officially going to be opening the gallery on June 1st. So that's a week from Monday. Is that what that is? The time just goes. We will be open to the public. We will be abiding by all the rules mandated by the governments, federal, state, city. So masks have to be worn, and we'll have sanitizing stations when you walk in, and just kind of ease back into hopefully some sense of normalcy. Okay, so today, some of you are wondering, I put up a post on Facebook asking for you to pick a number between 1 and 4. We're asking 4 people to put up a number from 1 to 4. And you would think after I get 4 responses that people would stop putting them in, but thank you all for paying attention and just keep them coming. It's okay. What we're gonna do today is I'm gonna construct a piece, and y'all remember the fortune tellers, I guess they were called? When you were a kid, you did the 1, 2, 3, 4, pick a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you pull the thing out. Kind of did that kind of thing. So I had 4 different categories, and then 4 different entries in that category. So one was the body shape, the other was the shape of the lip, the other was the decoration we're going to do, and the last one was the color, predominant color. So what we, all of y'all out there who helped, we came up with was, the color was green. We're doing an inverted cone with a straight lip and a optic decoration on it. So, and it's going to be about 11, 12 inches tall. So there's going to be a lot of swinging today and blowing out and all that. So if anybody asks, this is a vase that y'all voted on to actually make. So you're starting from ideas, and we're going to go to fruition of a piece. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going to make today. So we're going to start over at the furnace, and I think I have everything set up for right now. So come on over to the furnace. And as always, we start with 1 layer of glass, clear glass. This is a blowpipe. Blowpipe is stainless steel, but the same idea that have been used for over 2,000 years. The same techniques the glass blowers have been using. I'm going to get one layer of glass out of the furnace onto the blowpipe, and we'll start from there. The furnace is 2,050 degrees right now, and there's molten glass inside. And I'm going to open it up, and Darcy may take a shot and show you that it is screaming hot in there. So this is my first layer. Each layer is called a gather because you're gathering the glass onto the pipe. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll this out a little bit. And we're going to make our starter bubble inside. Now the way that this piece is constructed, the way that y'all picked, it's going to be 2 layers of clear glass, and then the third layer of glass will have all the color on it. So all the color is going to be outside of this piece. So right now I'm going to blow into the end of the pipe, put my finger over the end as I blow into it, and the hot air is going to heat up and expand and push against the soft glass, and you can see the bubble here. So that's the inside of the piece, and we're going to build off of that. So we're going to let this cool off a little bit and then get another layer on top of that. Alright, as always, if you have any questions, Darcy will pass those on to me. If you are on a watch party, we can't see your questions, so don't get frustrated. Come back onto our page and you can ask questions, and then go back to your watch party, that's fine. Other than that, that's pretty much all the housekeeping for right now. And you could give us some thumbs up and hearts and all that stuff. You can phone a friend and tell them, hey, there's some cool stuff going on right now. Why don't you get online and check it out.
So Jennifer said that she can't wait for us to start doing our blow your owns again.
We can't wait either, but that might be further down the line.
So I guess we can wait a little bit.
It's still a comfort thing, and until everybody here is comfortable having people coming in and sharing tools and blowpipes and things like that, we're going to hold off on that. We are going to be having an important announcement next Tuesday, and we'll kind of go into that a little bit more in depth. So you see that the color is pretty much gone. I'm looking at the color on the end of the pipe. That's called the moil. I'm looking at the color of the moil, and that's pretty much, the red is gone. I'm going to go get another layer on top of this. So that's one more layer. And I can tell by a certain size of my gather how big the piece is going to be. So this is not enough glass for us to make the piece that I'm thinking of. So we're going to let this cool down a bit. We're going to shape it a bit to get our last layer on top. So when you come on the Facebook broadcast, if you just give us a hello and just say, hi, this is Darcy from New Orleans, or if you're not Darcy, put down your name and where you're from, and we'll kind of get a picture of who's watching and who's here with us.
Well, we've already got some hellos.
Wonderful.
We've got
Expanding the bubble a little bit more. Yeah.
one of our regulars. We got Barry.
From New York City.
New York. We've got Rose in Belle Chase.
Hi, Rose. Hi, Barry.
Wendy in Northwest Florida.
Great to have y'all.
And Shaw just came in from Florida as well, from your crazy Gulf neighbor.
So I'm gonna let this, you see how it still has color in it. I'm gonna let this cool down to get the final gather on top. I'm keeping the bubble kind of small, but we'll expand on that a little bit later.
We got Sarah from Bayou Gaucher.
All right.
And Judy on Olivier Street.
Close by. So next week, tomorrow actually, we have to rebuild the furnace, kind of. Halfway rebuilt, which means we have to shut the furnace off, and we have to take off the top of the furnace and replace the top of the furnace. It's not a full-blown replacement of everything in the furnace, but enough where we have to shut it down, which means we have to take all the glass out, turn it off, let it cool down, move it out, take the lid off, put a new lid on, put everything back together, shove it back in, heat it back up, put glass in, melt it, and hopefully we'll be back. We're going to still do the live. We're going to do a live on Tuesday because we have really something important to talk about. Thursday we might take a hiatus, but I'll let y'all know.
I am going to try to get video of some of the glass removal.
So a week from Tuesday we should be back live if everything goes according to plan. So some of y'all have asked about, you know, how long does it take to melt the glass. That's really, it's a 10-day to go from hot to cold to hot to melt again. It's about a 10-day process.
We've got Dave from Hillsborough, North Carolina, and oh, Sarah, I just realized you're my Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
You'll also see that if you notice, my angle going in for the glass is a lot steeper, and because the glass level is a lot lower, because I don't want to throw out a full tank of glass. We're trying to work the tank down to get to the point where we start rebuilding. All right, one last layer, and we're going to go into the green, because that's the color that the fortune teller said. Alright, so that's my final layer of glass. And we're sit for a second just to let the glass kind of set up a little bit, so when I go into the color it doesn't fold over on itself. It's still going to be plenty hot to pick up the color, but not so hot that it's out of control.
We got Pat from Old Gretna saying hi.
Hello, Pat.
And Corey Clifton is back.
Hey, Corey.
Our glass blower from Tuesday.
He's from Estes Park, Colorado. Is that correct? Did my brain go back to that?
That is quite possible, but I don't have a memory, so I'm going to trust you on that.
Corey will let us know.
Good point.
Okay, it's going to be 3 layers of the powder.
The
So that's
color
actually,
people pick, right?
that's the color people pick. The color that the fortune teller picked.
So Brittany, we don't have an example for today's piece. You want to tell her why we don't have an example?
This is a fortune teller piece. You know, like when you were in school, you did the little fortune tellers, you say pick a number, and you do the 1, 2, 3, and open a little flap. This is kind of what we did today. I had 4 different categories with 4 different options in there, and I asked people to submit a number, and I used that number to do the fortune.
So we let you guys help pick what this was going to turn out to be. So it's a mystery for all of us.
You all have a stake in this. So this is my 3rd layer of the green.
Corey said you're correct.
We have a gallery out there. That's why I'm asking. A gallery carries our work. My brain just died. She's gonna kill me.
Is that earthwood?
Yes, earthwood. I want to say evergreen, but that wasn't it. Okay, so I'm melting this in, and because I just don't want a plain green piece, I'm going to put a color band of artist's choice here. Put a color band, contrasting color band of yellows, golds, white. So this was the executive decision to do this, and I'm the executive, so. And I'll do one more of those. Get a little bit denser on there.
Oh, good. Pat's with us. She remembers playing that fortune teller game.
Good. I'm not crazy.
We got Jennifer from Brick, New Jersey, and Rachel from Florida joining us.
Great to see y'all here. All right, so I got my color band on there. I'm gonna kind of push this because I'm gonna need a lot of space on the marker today. And so, if you remember one of the, I guess a smaller vase we did, we put it in the Optic mold to get the Optic twist to it. So I'm going to heat this up and smooth it out and shape it so that it fits nicely in there. And again, I don't use any molds for shapes, so every piece that I do is hand shaped. I do have a few molds that will help for color, decoration, and design. And the Optic mold is a wonderful tool like that. So it's shaped it out well on it. And I'm going to plunge it into that mold as soon as it's real hot. And Darcy, when I come out, I'm going to swing, so be careful.
All right, I'm backing up.
So you see that it has ridges on it now. And what the ridges are going to do is, when I squeeze this back down, the ridges are going to make lines. And because that's called an Optic mold, this is called an Optic twist.
Kind of like when these pieces are a mystery.
Then I can really do whatever I want, you know. Like, oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's
exactly,
right.
Exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly the way I envisioned it. So I'm smoothing those lines out a bit, even though I still want. It's kind of nice on the outside of these Optic twist pieces. They're kind of tactile, so it means they have ridges on them. So you kind of feel the ridges, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to take the diamond shears, and they're called diamond shears because the cutting part right there is a diamond shape. I'm just going to bring all the lines down to the center. Cut that off. I'm going to heat this up again, get some nice heat into it. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. The weeks seem to fly by. Although the weeks fly by but you're standing still is a very, very, very weird concept. Hopefully restrictions will start getting loosened up a little bit. We'll be able to get out and go a little bit more outside of the 8-week ring that we've been confined to.
Jennifer said that she has one of our tumblers that has the ridges on it, and it's really cool and has a nice feel to it.
Oh, thank you. It's same techniques, but just a lot larger. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand that initial bubble. Hopefully it's still in there. So we'll see it start to poke out right where the glass, the green is on the pipe. So you see it's starting to poke out. And that tells me the bubble's starting to expand. Can you see that start to expand now? All right. Get that in a little bit deeper. So my bubble is now down to about here, about to the top of the band. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in what's called a jack line. And the jack line is what I'm going to use to take it off of the pipe and put it onto another rod called a punty rod. And the punty rod is just used to transfer it from the blowpipe off the blowpipe so that I could work on the shape of the lip. So you have to keep turning all the time, and you have to keep it in control, because the more you turn, the more it's going to want to pull away from the center, and also gravity is coming into the picture, because if I stop turning, it's going to want to fall down to the ground. So I'm cutting in the jack line, which we'll come back to later. Even that off. So I'm cooling areas and leaving areas hot. The glass will blow out to the hot, if it's all the same thickness, it'll blow out the hottest area. If it's different thicknesses, it'll go out to the thinnest area if it's the same thickness as, if it's the same heat as the other. So you can play this game of heating and cooling certain areas to force the bubble where you want it to go. So you see now the bubble is all the way down to here. So I'm going to get the jack line in a little bit deeper to help come off later. And I'm going to kind of consolidate this bottom so it's not as pointy.
Mary said that in New York it's 66 and sunny, but not that they'd ever go outside.
I would like 60. 66 would be nice.
Ooh,
Here is today, what, about 80, 85?
Probably feeling like over 90.
Down here, it feels like, yeah, it feels definitely more than 85. But then again, it's, you know, May 21st. So it's starting, we're going to start seeing summer temperatures here. I'm very impressed with myself that I know the date.
That is pretty good.
Okay, so I am putting the jack line in a little bit deeper.
Oop, 89 in Florida.
Is that shot?
Rachel Drucker.
Okay.
I believe Rachel said Florida. Then again, my memory is terrible. Yes.
So you can see the bubble is pushing further now. And you can see the lines in it.
Oh, Corey making us jealous. 72 with a cool mountain breeze.
Yeah. We'll talk in February. We have it?
Yep.
So I'm lengthening this by spinning it. Centrifugal force is pulling it away from the center, which are my hands, and making it longer. Making sure that jack line's in nice and deep. Okay, so I thought we'd make something a little bigger today. So the calipers are set at 12. And again, it's an inverted cone, so you see the top part is starting to be taking the shape that it needs to be. Bottom part, I'm going to start blowing out, get wider. I'm going to use, this is a graphite impregnated cloth, and it's kind of heat resistant, so I can put it on the glass and it won't burn. So I'm making the bottom wider, and still checking my caliper setting. Push that in because I want a flat bottom. Shaping it. I like a nice crisp line for the sides going up, so I use the marker for that. Pushing that in a little bit more, right at 12 right there. So I'm going to just even that little bulge right there out, and then we will transfer. I really like the Optic, just because I like pattern and repetition, and the Optic with the stripe is a nice pattern from the outside, and then when you look through it, crisscrosses to the back, and it just, I don't know, just something that, why do people like things? I just like it. Any questions out there? I could blow glass and answer questions at the same time. All right, so I have a nice flat bottom. Again, vases have names just like bodies, human bodies have. It's foot, body, shoulder, neck. So right now I'm right around 12, and I have a nice flat bottom. I'm going to heat the whole thing up and then transfer it over to my punty. So the timing on the punty and the amount of glass, all those things come into play later. So I have to put this on at the right time, at the right temperature. If I don't, the piece will not be successful. And we don't want that. I'm attaching the punty to the bottom, right in the middle. I also like the Optic because it kind of gives me a guide right to shoot for, right in the middle. It's always a good thing. I'm using a file with water, it's a diamond file, so it scores the glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and tap it, and hopefully it comes off onto the punty. And I go and reheat this. Alright, that's one of the tough parts. Alright, so the fortune teller said to make a straight lip. I am going to make another executive decision. Because this would be a straight lip. And I kind of, you know, it's nice and all, but I kind of like a little flare at the top. So I'm going to make a little flare lip. The stripes on it.
It's hypnotizing.
Kind of, yeah. Is anybody out there? We got people on there? Questions? Anything?
When you hang it, Sherry or Cherie, I'm not sure which one it is, when you hang it while getting the punty, or punny, is the glass hot enough that it lengthens at all?
No. No, it has to be, and that's one of the tricky things, it has to be hot enough so it won't break when I put it back into the reheating chamber, but cool enough that it's not going to lengthen when I hang it up and change shapes. And that's just an experience thing. You know, after doing this for 42 years, you get kind of know what you're doing, hopefully. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the top. There are glass shears. That's also kind of cool. You don't really see people cutting glass with scissors often. Flashing the whole piece to put heat back into the piece and the punty, but I'm doing most of my heating around the lip because the lip is what I am going to be shaping.
Thanks, Cherie. Barry wants to know, is there a reason for cutting off the top?
Sometimes it just comes off uneven. So that just gives me an even lip. Sometimes it has to do with the color also, but not in this case. So I'm just going to give this a little kind of lip flare on it. And one more heat.
Pat said that hypnotizing was just what she was thinking, and asking if it's Marcy doing the video work.
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Asking if it was Marcy doing the video work.
No, that's Darcy with a D.
Close enough, but no relation.
Right.
We like to confuse people when I answer the phones.
Alright, I kind of like that shape. You can put some long stem something in there.
Yeah.
And there you have your fortune teller vase for today. So it's a green inverted cone with optic twist. Actually, get it with the light behind it.
Yeah.
With optic twist. Nice 12-inch vase.
And the golds and the whites.
Gold and a white band going down.
So here you go, Michelle. That's our main color. This is our band color. She just got here and wanted to know what the colors were today. Thank you, Pat.
So I'm going to invert this. And stand it up. Tap. So you see how it came off pretty easily. Didn't take off a lot of glass off of the piece itself. And the little bit of glass that was left from the punty, I'm going to heat up and smooth out. And that's just kind of a mark of a handmade piece, the punty mark. If you ever see a piece that has a punty mark on the bottom, that is definitely the sign that is handmade. And then I am going to put on my gloves.
Got a little warm over there. I'm going to back up. And Patrice wants to know, what is the blowpipe made of so that it doesn't get hot?
Blowpipe is made of stainless, and it conducts heat up about a third of the way. And the stainless just doesn't conduct heat that far up all the way. And you don't stay into the furnace real long, deep, so it doesn't go further. So that's called an annealing oven, and those of you who've been here for these past 8 weeks would know that it's at 820 degrees, and the piece is put in there to slowly cool down to room temperature. So if I just left the piece out when I was done working on it, it would go from 1,000 degrees down to room temperature too quickly and would break. This controls the cooling of the piece, and it'll take about 14 to 16 hours for that to come down to room temperature and anneal, which means that it doesn't have any of the the shock of going from hot to cold too fast. So that is the fortune teller piece, and I want to thank you all for coming. As always, Rosetreegallery.com. If you need anything, any gift ideas or whatever, we have plenty. We have some sales all the time. Facebook, Rosetree Blown Glass, but you know that because you are here. Instagram, Rosetree Glass Gallery. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell them about us. It's word of mouth helps us out a whole lot. Tuesday, I have a couple of announcements. One very big announcement, and I think another new part of our line that you haven't seen yet. I'll introduce it on Tuesday also. And that's about it for the day. So, as always, love one another, be good to one another. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you on Tuesday.